March for this fight. I need to go to the hospitals. It is my health. If I think Tyson is scared from this fight, I will not waste my time. The cut happened before between Foreman and Muhammad Ali. For that, the most important things for the fans.
Correct.
I put something clear now for all the two magnificent champion for the fight of the century. We have a delayed times. The last call we can deliver this fight, and I choose the day. It is the 18th of May. We delayed it for the 18th of May. I am guarantee for the both of the fighters 10 millions if someone escape from the fight. This is the first thing. And the second thing, I guarantee big fight in the same night for the another one. And make the people around the world and the fans know if someone is scared or want to escape from this fight. 18th of May, we will have Tyson, Usyk, Tyson. If someone's scared, if Usyk's scared, I will call for Joshua Tyson. If Tyson's scared, I will call for any fighters Usyk want, and it is in my name this thing.
Wow. Breaking news. Tyson Fury, Oleksandr Usyk has now been rescheduled. But there's a catch, a caveat for this fight. The new date is May 18th, 2024. His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh has laid it down in a phenomenal way and provided clarity for that May 18th rescheduled date. For starters, he says he doesn't believe that Tyson Fury is scared. It's a cut. It happens. He cited that it happened with Muhammad Ali, George Foreman. However, as an added insurance policy, His Excellency stated there will be a $10 million penalty if anyone in that main event decides to pull out. So if Tyson Fury, again, for any reason, pulls out, he gets deducted $10 million. If Usyk pulls out of the May 18th rescheduled date for any reason, he gets deducted $10 million. Wow. I mean, I've never seen this happen before, but I like it. Shout out to Saudi Arabia. Shout out to the beautiful kingdom. I like this because, in my opinion, I think Tyson Fury has the tattered history. I'm not really so much worried about Usyk because Usyk, he doesn't really have a history of this. I don't know any fight where Usyk didn't make it to the bell. But Tyson Fury has had different patterns, like the Klitschko fight, the rematch where he was supposed to fight Klitschko. Even the first Klitschko fight, I believe he threatened to pull out because of the gloves or something like that. So we've seen almost this abnormal behavior with Tyson Fury in the past, where Tyson Fury has ultimately failed PED tests for banned substances and or threatened to pull out. Things like saying he's retired. We've seen this erratic, bizarre behavior. I'm not putting that on Usyk because yesterday's news had nothing to do with Usyk. He looks fit. He looks ready. Now, this was on the MMA Hour with Ariel Helwani, where His Excellency was sat next to Tyson Fury. You also had Usyk with his manager, Aegis Clemis. There was a moment where Tyson Fury ranted on some things that Usyk's manager had put out to Ring TV. He basically said that Tyson Fury is a coward. He said that Tyson Fury is scared of fighting Usyk, scared of losing, and he believes he had his wife hit him with the frying pan to open up that cut because he don't believe that Tyson Fury wants it with Usyk and didn't want to make the date. So I love the kingdom taking this added precaution. It's definitely a hefty fine, but it makes sense because the Saudis, they're trying to attract different people to their world events, right? And it's just a bad look if you have an unreliable event. The event keeps collapsing. I mean, it almost makes a mockery of the sport and a mockery of your event. You know, if the fight doesn't happen, people are getting excited. It's supposed to be for undisputed, and you're trying to bring these attractions, not turn people away. And what I've seen from His Excellency Turki, he seems to be a very devout and dedicated boxing fan. So he's saying, I want to see the fight. I wouldn't waste my time if I thought that Tyson Fury was scared. However, they added that insurance policy. For me, like, my opinion, I love it because I want to see the fight. We were informed of the fight. And at the end of the day, it would be a shame if the fight doesn't happen after all this. So putting in that extra penalty where the fighter has to forfeit large chunks of money, that's really going to make you think in your mind about pulling out. Like, if you have something that's like, just think about it like this. In a normal fight, if anything goes bad in camp, maybe a guy pulls out, like, I don't like how my sparring's looking, things like that. But if you owe somebody $10 million or have to forfeit $10 million out of your purse, and I don't know exactly how that happens if someone pulled out and the fight gets canceled again, right? I don't know if the kingdom is gonna charge them and send them a bill for $10 million. I don't know exactly how that works, but because he's saying they have to forfeit $10 million. So what happens if the fight doesn't happen? I didn't really hear the answer to that, but I wouldn't play around. I wouldn't play around with people's time. I wouldn't play around with Saudi Arabia, and I wouldn't play around with their money. They're basically, to attract people, they're pulling out bank. They're bankrolling these events, and they're not to be played with. You know, they don't want their money and time wasted, and that's why there's such a strict penalty. And I have seen penalties in boxing. For example, if there's someone who's notorious for missing weight, then you'll see sometimes written in the contract, we don't trust this person to make weight like they're supposed to make weight. So there's going to be a hefty penalty if they don't make weight, right? Guys like Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., things like that. So I like this penalty because, again, I'm not worried about Usyk, but Tyson Fury is coming off of this performance in Saudi, getting dropped by an MMA fighter. Some people said he was getting worked in sparring. Now, mysteriously, he's the one that pulls out. Again, it's like the boy who cried wolf. Even if he truly has a valid reason this time, how many times has he played similar games, threatened retirement, threatened to not fight Wilder in a third fight, which went to arbitration and a mediation, threatened to fight Ajit Kabiel and do this instead of Wilder because he said he wanted to fight someone before the turn of the year and he was tired of it, things like that. So me personally, I don't trust Tyson Fury. I don't trust Tyson Fury's word because I look for patterns. Usyk has never done this. He fought tough big punchers like Anthony Joshua twice. There were seemingly no problems in terms of making the fight and getting to the fight date. You see a picture here. He beat Joshua soundly. He fought a big puncher in Daniel Dubois, who just picked up a win versus Big Baby Miller. It's mad. He fought Big Baby Miller, right? So I'm not really worried about the integrity of Oleksandr Usyk. In fact, I like Usyk. He's a funny character and a great fighter. So I like this insurance policy. $10 million, definitely steep. But I think for a fight of this magnitude, the Saudis are bankrolling whatever, 50 million, 100 million for two fighters, whatever the total sum of this event is. They can't have any more hiccups in making the fight. So it's a bilateral thing. Both fighters have to abide by these said rules. See, look at how much bigger Joshua looks than Usyk. This is crazy. Just look at the size. I don't know if it's the angle of the picture. That looks insane. Joshua looks huge next to Usyk. It looks like he's almost like a light heavyweight or something. But His Excellency laid out a good, and the other thing I give credit to Saudi for, they came with a resolution very quick. So they were probably at the least annoyed that the fight got canceled, because the fight was supposed to happen in February this month. So they were probably a little bit irritated, or a lot of bit irritated, that the fight was not happening. So they came to a resolution very quickly. Talked to both fighters, probably had updated contracts, and had both fighters sign it. You will get docked $10 million if you don't make this new date. I think it's fair. And if something is needed, you need some time. You have to, it's just like real boxing. You have to make adjustments on the fly. You didn't expect to get hurt, you get hurt. Now you got to deal with that, being hurt, getting dropped in round 7, and you got to make the adjustments on the fly. So that's what the Kingdom did. They made adjustments on the fly. They want this fight. They're pushing for the fight. And His Excellency also said that he has some health things that he needs to go to New York for, and he postponed it to early March, the beginning of March, because he wanted to make this fight and he had to be there for the event. So he's not going to keep doing stuff like that and having his health take a back burner where he's supposed to be seeing specialists for whatever reason, in the medical field, and then wasting his time. So he said, I put off my health to make sure I was there for this event. And that's respectable. But now May 18th is the new date, and it's got to happen. He said that this is the last day. I don't know exactly why. Maybe the weather, maybe it's inclement weather, so they can't do it after that. Or maybe they don't want to run an event after the summer. I don't know. He didn't really explain that from what I've seen as to why May 18th is the date. But I think the sooner the better. And this really is going to be interesting for Tyson Fury because he's the one with the cut. Usyk doesn't have a cut. Some people were saying that the cut's going to take 4 months to heal, and then he could start sparring. According to this new proposition in this new contract with the $10 million, he doesn't really have 4 months to wait before he starts sparring. So he's going to have to recover like Wolverine. Hey, bub, Berserker Barrage. Because right now we have February, where we just entered February. So you have March, April, and then May 18th. So I don't really include May because 1 week of May would be the fight week, and you're not hopefully going to do too much crazy sparring in the beginning of May. So really, Tyson has 2 months to heal, and he's going to have to enter battle. So makes the fight interesting. I will be curious with the pullout and with the cut, which seemingly is possibly scar tissue from the Otto Wallin fight. I'm very, very curious as to what the sports book has the odds for, with all things considered. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. Best in the business, and it's not even close.